Hey, God bless you, everyone. This is Pastor Sharon, and welcome to Nourishment for Your Soul. We are having an early study, and we're going to talk about what is this really all about. I'm going to bring in a couple of people, and then we're going to get started. It's not going to be too long today. By the way, I want to say Happy Labor Day to everyone. Happy Labor Day. So I'm just bringing a couple people in. I know people are probably having cookouts and relaxing, enjoying family and everything like that. And that's all beautiful, wonderful. Enjoy yourself. Wow, this has been a rough week, and I know it's been a rough week for a lot of you. Want to send out condolences to a couple of families that I know of. I'm not going to mention their names because they didn't give me permission to, but I just want to express condolences to these families. And I'm just going to give a couple of minutes and wait for someone to get on. The topic today is what is this really all about? What's really going on? I'm gonna give you the scriptures. The scriptures are Job chapter 1 verse 8, 11, 22, chapter 2 verse 3. Write these down. I'm gonna get through some of them, but I tell you to study. Of course, study for yourself. Then Job 27. I'm not gonna read that part. And we're gonna get started. I don't know if anybody's on, but I'm gonna get started anyway. What is this really all about? Why? A lot of us are really having a hard time this season. We're going through a whole lot financially. We're going through a lot mentally. We're going through a lot with our health. We're going through a lot with our children. Some of us have experienced death in our families, close loved ones. And we're like, what's going on? What is this really? Hey, Anthony, what is this really about? What's really going on? And I've been reading Job. Actually, is one of my favorite books. And I've been reading Job, and I was thinking about God. What is really, especially in my life, what is really happening? What's going on? Why are things like not lining up? Yes, from the wheel. I'm at the prayer park, Anthony. A lot of people are asking the same thing. Why is it always continuously we're going through some type of nonsense? Like even sometimes out of the blue something happens, and like our world is shaken. What's happening? And I was reading Job, and I think this is pretty interesting what I found out in Job. There's a part in Job, especially in the first chapter, where the sons of God, which are the angels and Satan, came to God's throne room, and God asked Satan, where have you been? Where are you coming from? And he says, I've been coming to and from, going to and fro on the earth, seeking who I can, whose life I can mess up. And then God offers him, have you seen my servant Job? Right? And he says, yeah, I saw Job. You have a hedge of protection around him. I can't get to Job. Job is heavily guarded. Job is protected. I can't do anything to disrupt his life. And it also talks about how Job was wealthy. He had 10 children, 7 sons, 3 daughters. Job's life was intact. He was an important man in the city, and Job was just on top of the world. And then all of a sudden, here comes Satan again. He says to the Lord, he says, God, if you take away all these wonderful things and remove this hedge of protection, Job is going to curse you to your face. God said, no, he's a man who's blameless, and he will not. And I thought about that. What do you mean blameless? And all through this part of Job, it talks about integrity. So I just want to give you the definition of integrity. Actually, let me read you the scripture so you can understand what I mean when it says this. It says here, this is Job chapter 2, and this is part of chapter 3. And I'm starting at, he still holds fast his integrity, although you incite me against him to destroy him without reason. This is coming from the ESV version. What happened was Satan was telling God that if you take away his riches, you take away his family, you do all these things, he's going to betray you. He's going to curse you. He's going to walk away from you. And chapter 2 is when God says he still holds fast his integrity, although you incite me against him to destroy him without reason. So God is saying to Satan, I don't have any reason to punish Job. I don't have any reason to hurt him or anything like that. It's you that's doing this because you're trying to prove to me that this man can't be faithful. And when I say faithful, I want to say this: he won't turn away from me. And you know what? That's what this is all about. The enemy is trying to get us to turn away from God. Watch this. Okay, so now, if we go down to verse 9, chapter 2, it says, then his wife said to him, this is after Job has lost his children. This is after Job, I'm sorry, I think I'm losing something with my phone. No. Okay, this is after Job has lost his children. This is after he's lost all his riches. This is after he's has now some type of weird disease where he's infected with all kinds of boils and he's scratching them off and he's itchy, he's miserable, they're pussy. People are ignoring him. He was once a great man in the city. Now he's like down to the bottom because he's lost his health. And his wife says this, and this is pretty interesting. Then his wife said to him, do you still hold fast to your integrity? Curse God and die. Now, isn't it interesting that the very words that God said, he holds fast his integrity, she said that out of her mouth? It was the enemy. It was the enemy trying to get Job to say, God, I'm not going to follow you anymore because my loved one died. I'm not going to follow you anymore because my finances are messed up. I'm not going to follow you anymore because my relationships are messed up. I'm not going to follow you anymore because it's too hard. This is what he's trying to get in our terms. This is what he's trying to get Job to say. He's trying to get Job to say that, God, I don't trust you anymore. God, I don't love you anymore. God, I can't believe in you anymore. So I'm going to just say, forget it. And I'm going to walk away from all of it. This is what the enemy is trying to get us to do. This is why it's so much pressure. This is why your finances are messed up. This is why it seems like your loved ones are just dying one after another. And you like feel like you have no control over your life. This is why the enemy wants us to say, God, we don't trust you anymore. And this is what we're not going to do. Let me give you an example, because this has been going on with me for a while and I never really understood it actually until maybe an hour ago. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I used to be a minister at a church, and the senior pastor there was a very traditional pastor. And he said to me one day, he said, who are you going to follow? Are you going to follow me or are you going to follow God? Now, I thought that was the most absurd question I had ever heard in my life. But see, I was new to the church game and I really didn't know what was going on. So I said to him, I'm going to follow God. Because see, I knew him personally. I already knew he was jacked up. Had I not had that inside information, I don't know what I would have said. However, that's what I told him. I didn't realize that he was a little angry and pissed off at me because I didn't say I would follow him. Because I couldn't understand that mentality. So, let's fast forward a couple months later. I'm at another situation with this same pastor. And now all of these other associate pastors are around. Okay, we're all sitting at a table. And the question comes up again. Are you going to follow me or are you going to follow God? Now, I had already answered the question and I wasn't planning to say anything else. But of course, I did. And I said, I'm going to follow God. Because if you're following God, then we're all in alignment. But I'm going to follow God first, right? Little did I know that this was a test from the enemy to see if I was going to conform to the ways of that denomination, or was I going to stand firm and follow the Lord. See, we're being tested on many levels every single day, and we don't even realize it. Every day we're being tested. Are we going to follow God? Okay. And the enemy says, all right, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to say they won't get this job unless they take this COVID-19 vaccine. Now, I'm not smiting anybody who took the vaccine. That's everybody's own preference. I don't care. For me, though, I'm not planning to take it. Okay. That's me. If you've taken it, beautiful, wonderful. I have nothing against you. That's wonderful. I have some underlying situations that I don't want conflicted with a COVID-19. That's my issue, okay? However, I don't think it's right that you should say, and it's not the business, it's not the government, it's not any of those things that are saying this. It's the enemy. Are you going to conform, Sharon, to what I want you to do, or are you going to stand for what you believe in? This is my own personal choice. Now, I'm not trying to say anybody is doing something they shouldn't be doing. I'm not saying that. I'm saying for me, as for me, I'm not going to take it. So now here I am, my finances are being tried again. And people would say, hey, why don't you just go ahead and take it? And I'm saying, hey, why do I have to? That's just my opinion. This has happened on several occasions with different situations. Sharon, this is our company policy. We want you to do X, X, Y, and Z. And it's against what I believe that I should be doing. And I say no. Now here's another issue. But see, all of these things, it's the enemy telling me that I want you to conform to what I want you to do. Okay? Not to what God believes, but what I want you to do. And this happens to each and every one of us. The enemy will try to attack your ministry. He'll try to attack your anything to try to make you conform to his ways, make you to conform to what he wants you to do. And this is what you have to do. You have to stand firm like Job did. Job 27. I'm not going to read it right now because this is going to be short. But Job 27, Job does not blame God for what's going on in his life. He doesn't blame God at all. Job says to his wife when the first situation start happening in the beginning, chapter 1, his wife says, when she said, why don't you just curse God and die? And he said, you sound like a foolish woman. Should we only accept the good from God and not bad too? We are going through a testing situation here where the enemy is trying to prove to God that we're going to turn our backs on him. And I'm telling you, hold fast, hold strong, and do not turn your back on God. Because you know what? If you read the story, Job, you understand it's not God doing the afflicting. It's not God doing all these things. It's the enemy trying to get us to turn away from the Lord. And we can't turn away from God. No matter what happens, we cannot turn away from him. We have to stand strong. We have to stand upright. We have to keep our integrity. Okay? Keep our integrity. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past and situations of the past. Right now, are you going to stand? Right now, are you going to keep your faith in God no matter what happens? That's what we're talking about. Will you keep your faith in God while situations are going on in your life? I have lost so many loved ones in the past couple of months. It don't even make sense. Can I be angry? Can I be like, what happened? Can I be like, God, you turned your back on me? No. You know why? Because, first of all, I know that no matter what, we all gonna leave this earth one day. How we leave, that's the mystery. But we all gonna leave one day. And we can't fault God for somebody leaving that we think is early. We can't. And no matter how you just can't understand it. You're like, God, are you serious? How did this person go? I mean, I don't understand. We still got to say, Lord, no matter what, like Job said, he said, yet though he slay me, I will trust him. Yet though I'm going through situations, yet though it looked like my world is crumbling, yet though my life is so messed up right now, I'm still going to trust God no matter what. And that's exactly what we have to do. And how do you do that? Somebody even asked me that one day. How do you keep the faith? Well, this is the thing. Where am I going to go? Go where? Go back into the world and do the things I used to do? When I was doing those things, I didn't like to do them. So now I'm in a place where I'm with somebody, the Lord, who loves me, and I can trust him, and I can pray, and I know that he's with me and for me. I'm going to leave that because some things are happening in my life that I don't understand and go to serve the devil for what? I done served him already. I know he ain't for me. I know whatever he got planned for me is destruction. So why would I leave the one I know who's going to turn my situation around? The one eventually, this is going to all work out for my good. Eventually it will. No matter what, no, it don't seem like it. It don't feel like it. But eventually this is going to turn out for my good. And we got to know it. We got to believe it. And we got to stand on that. We got to be like Job. Toward the end, okay, I'm giving you a synopsis of Job. Toward the end, right? God comes to Job and he says to God comes to Job, he reconciles with Job, and then he talks to Eliphaz. That's one of Job's friends, because Job had 3 friends, and his 3 friends couldn't comfort Job. You know why? Because they never reminded Job about how good God was. And God said to Eliphaz, he said, listen, you 3 have not spoken well of me. See, this is what it was all about. Are you going to keep your integrity? Are you going to stand for the Lord no matter what happens? Are you going to keep your faith? He said to Eliphaz, he said, I'm not happy about you and your 2 friends, what you said about me. You didn't hold me in good light. You didn't keep Job in a place where he can continually believe. You didn't stick up for me. You didn't say that I was going to bring him through. You didn't do any of those things. And he said, you go to my servant Job and you bring an offering, and he's going to pray for you, and then you're going to be exonerated for the punishment that you would get. See, it was all about keeping faith, keeping integrity, all those things that Job went through, all those things that you and I are going through. It's all about keeping our faith and not turning away from God. I had a conversation. This is going to be quick. I'm sorry, y'all. I had a conversation with a lady years ago, and she was saying to me that people are not like Job. And they go through situations and they go through problems and they curse God. That's not everybody. That's not everybody. There are people out here, and I know it's the people I'm talking to right now, who love the Lord, and they're not going to turn their back on God, no matter what happens. And because of that, God is going to bless your life. I'm telling you, He is not a liar. He's not going to lie. He's not going to say something that He didn't mean to say. No matter what you are going through right now, God is going to bless your life. Why? Because you kept your integrity. Because you said, God is still faithful. Yet though He slay me, I'll still trust Him. Because you believe that. Because you have faith in that. Because you know that God is going to continue to bless your life. He's going to turn this whole thing around. Will we ever know why these things have happened? No, because you know what? Job never knew. I don't believe Job ever knew why he was going through what he went through. That was for us to read, and that was for an example for us. But God changed his life after that. After the testing part was over, after he proved Satan wrong, after he showed that he was no matter what happened to him, he proved that he was going to stick with God no matter what. The testing was over. God gave him a double fold of what he lost. And Job went on to live a full life. That's going to be the same for us. Hold on. Don't give up. Don't turn away. Don't lose faith. God bless you. Love you. Thank you for joining me, Nourishment for Your Soul.